just talk to Diggs to enter the level. And during this level load, you want to swap from Stealth Elf to Cinder, or mainly using her to fly over water, but she also doesn't start this level well. So real quick, I'll swap the active Skylander to Cinder. You want to start out by dashing to these eyes. Use your standard attack to pump up the right, then the left. You want to dash here, you want to dash on the right side first to get to the right tower first. The moment you fall off the ledge, you can dash in order to sort of teleport to the ground. And then you'll just want to fly across the water. Actually, I'll go back to better explain what I'm doing here, because there's a little bit more nuance than just flying across the water. Everything you saw prior was just about what you want to do. So as you're flying along the water, you want to try to rub yourself against the dock so that you interrupt your dash. This way it'll allow you to redirect your next dash more quickly than having to play out the entire dash animation. So if you just look at the difference, you can see how long that dash takes. If I see how I bonk into the dock and then I can redirect more quickly back. Obviously, that's not the direction I'm going, but the premise is there. So that's sort of the aim that you want to do. So as you're dashing here, you want to sort of bonk into that pillar to allow you to get a better redirection towards the base. So I'll try to do it one more time, just making sure that I hit everything I wanted to. But if you don't want to risk getting a full stop, because if you just like ram directly into it, you'll get a full stop and you won't be in good shape. So if you don't want to deal with that, just dash where you have plenty of open space and just take the minor time loss of taking a less optimal line. So again, you want to dash across the water, bonk into the dock, fly around, and then take those dashes. Actually, let me explain what's going on here as well. So during this part as well, kill me. So explaining these. So same premise on the dock. You want to try to rub yourself against the wall at least once, because this will allow you to get to the key with a slightly more optimal dash. However, if you don't get an optimal dash, or if you don't get the most optimal rub against the wall, so like if you're here, you can dash to the key like that, and then come back. But if you get a really perfect line and you're ending up kind of almost here, so where this part expands a bit, so I guess this line, if you're around here, you can just walk to the key and then turn around. So figuring out when is optimal to dash versus walk the little bit of distance, or I guess fly, comes down to just learning the timing of this section a bit more. But I'll try to repeat it at least once. So you'll be coming in this area with a dash, something like this. I rubbed against the wall once at the very beginning so that the next dash could take me from here all the way to the key. If I didn't get that rub, I'd be kind of more here getting a dash. Let's see if I can get this correct. I'd be getting a dash more like this, so I would just fly the rest of the distance and then turn around. Something like that. The exact finesse of it comes down to practice, but shouldn't be too hard to learn. And again, if you end up just dashing further than you need to, there's not really a huge issue with doing that. Next, you'll want to fly over this gap of water. Cutscene. Fly over here, unlock the key gate, and you'll fly through here. What we're about to do will deviate significantly between what's the optimal strat and what's easy and consistent. So keep that in mind for what we're about to do. Also note that I have swapped the active Skylander from Cinder to Stealth Elf. That's because we'll be using Stealth Elf for the rest of this level and for foreseeable future. So you'll want to time your swap such that you're dashing with Cinder into a block so that the block push animation occurs while Stealth Elf's entry animation occurs, so you kind of overlap those animations. So, let's see. All right. So, here, so you'll kind of get the, well, this is a bad way to explain it since I don't have the correct setup, but put, I guess, a little bit more broadly, you would be dashing into this block, and the push that I just did would be where you do the swap, but just kind of replace what I'm about to do with what you see. So, as I push this, that's when I take Cinder off. So you can see the block is moving as Stealth Elf comes in. So, what I'll show off first is the sort of optimal strat and the optimal way to push these blocks. So you do want to push this block twice. That's the first step. So you'll push that twice, move this block, move that block twice, and then you'll move this block fully out of the way. So this is sort of the layout that you're going to have. You're going to have these two blocks kind of diagonal. This block is just staying here, and this block will be out of the way. What you're doing here is you're setting yourself up for a pretty precise roll, where you're going to roll from this block to this ledge despite the gap here. It's a pretty tight roll, takes quite a bit of practice to get, but you should give it a shot and try it out. So what you want to do is you want to roll up here, and you'll want to roll from this part of this ledge over to this block. So there's a bit of a gap here. So you want to roll from there to here. That's the easy part. You'll want to cross this gap diagonally. You can just walk across it, no problem. I say as I mess it up. I guess I can show this off again. This roll can take a little bit of getting used to, so it's something that I would encourage you practice. I don't really have a specific setup for how to do this. It really just comes down to feel and finesse after you do it enough, because you're kind of coming in more quickly. So in a full game context, you're going to keep rolling, and you'll just kind of roll onto this as quickly as you can. I'll do it a couple times, so maybe you can see on the input cam what I'm doing, but it takes some finesse. So once you're here, you want to roll from this block to this other ledge. And then you'll grab the key and you'll move on. So that's ideally what's happening here. I'm rolling back to see if I can set it up again. There's a couple of setups you can do. The setup that I like to do is I try to stay on the very edge of this block and sort of thread the line. As if you were to pretend that the block was right here where I'm standing, pretend that you'd be standing kind of on the block and this ledge at the same time. That's kind of what I try to envision. Only you're rolling along that line. So you want to get yourself lined up so that you can make it. If you roll off, you just have to roll all the way back here and try it. And sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. It does come down to practice. So like on those couple of rolls, I was rolling too far to the left. Whoops. And like same there, I was too far to the left. So that can also happen. You can fall off there if you don't get the optimal rollout. If you miss it, you just have to push the block back in. I'll try to do it maybe 2 more times. If you want to take it slow and kind of like get yourself really close to that ledge and then do the roll, that seems to be a bit more consistent, especially if you're starting out trying to learn this trick. Just getting really far on this ledge and then rolling. But the full setup, you're going to be effectively rolling the entire time, except like a quick adjust there and then a roll here. Something else that I like to do is rather than crossing, so after crossing diagonally, I don't move diagonally and then roll, generally speaking. You can kind of see that I still made it, but my roll was really on the edge of this and I kind of popped up. That's a really finicky way of doing this, and I feel is less consistent. The movement I generally do here is I move diagonally, and then instead of taking the diagonal, I move myself along the lines of this block in order to make that final roll out of it more consistent. So I'll try to do it one more time. Move along, walk along the lines, try to make it roll out. This is the kind of trick that it can take a while to learn. It won't take that long to learn to do once, but it'll take a while to get fully consistent, and it's something that I still put in quite a lot of time to practice, because missing it is very is not good. This skip saves about 8 seconds, and it's about as much time as it takes to roll all the way back around and do it a second time. So this trick is only worth it if you get it first try. If you get it second try, it's equivalent to what the sort of normal way of getting across is, which I'll now show. The normal way just involves pushing these blocks back. You don't need to push them all the way, like this, the one that was right here, you could skip and you could just walk across diagonally. You could also push it all the way in. This one you can push only once, and you can just take that diagonally, and then you can roll across no problem. So all those extra block pushes are what makes this strat, are what makes the other strat, you know, more optimal. But if you're just starting out and aren't comfortable, you can just do that for fun, or if it's easier. Alright, that looks to be it. So after you grab the key, then you can just roll over here. You want to roll over here to grab the key. And then after that, you want to get the 2 keys in before rolling over here. Use standard attacks to kill the habanero. And then you can grab the ring. You'll roll around the stairs along the path. Standard attack once to destroy the stone wall. And then I'm going to kill the enemies so I can explain things. So here there's a cutscene that plays... Is it 2 cutscenes? This part's a little weird with its cutscenes. You can skip them, but it requires taking a kind of a weird line. So I'll... So you want to take a roll that's kind of like that. You don't need to kill this enemy, just doing it so I can talk. So, you want to take a roll line that's kind of like that. It'll skip the cutscenes. I don't know where actually, I guess now that I showed how to do it correctly, I'll show where it starts. Yeah, so if you take the path, there's a cutscene trigger that I guess runs from probably here to here. But if you go more in line with where these flowers are, I guess you can use this more as a visual cue of where to go. So if you see those flowers, you can take a line that's more like this, and then you dodge the cutscene trigger. So you'll roll over to this first block, you'll push it down, and then you'll roll to cross these gaps diagonally. You don't want to push that in, but you actually don't go back at all for that matter. Actually, I guess I don't know how this is done the intended way. But anyway, you would just cross diagonally, roll across, no problem. I guess you throw bombs in or something? I really don't know how this is done intended, but whatever. This block you'll want to push in all the way. Note that you can push it in twice and walk diagonally. However, because it's kind of on a ramp, walking up the ramp and then going diagonally is really finicky, and generally you won't actually be able to walk across it until you've lost enough time to where pushing it in the first place was just worth it. So to avoid that being really awkward and bad, just push it in and roll it out. Push the next block in, and then this block up twice. And then down once so you can cross back. Yeah, So after this, you'll want to roll across the right side of the bridge. There is an enemy here, but it came down to it. And then when you're rolling here, you want to roll on whichever side those enemies aren't. Generally, it's the right side. I guess I have to start explaining this. So, with the stone golem, for each damage threshold, you want to just continuously spam attack until you reach the damage threshold. And this damage method goes for the entire fight. For this first whirlwind, and where the rocks are falling out of the sky, you want to roll through the whirlwind, even though it's dealing damage and knockback. This is because you roll faster than it pushes you back. This way you can stay close to the golem and immediately deal damage the moment it loses its invincibility. And doing this is crucial because to hit the second damage threshold quickly enough, you need to be up right next to it and spam attacking immediately. Otherwise, it can do another attack and take longer to reach the next phase. So that's a demonstration of what it looks like. You want to roll until you're like basically inside of it, and then you want to just attack as fast as you possibly can, and hit the next phase. Oh, I forgot to show something there. During that little cutscene where it's about to throw the rocks from the sky, you can roll and deal a little bit of damage. I missed showing that, but when you're attacking it in this final phase, you want to stay on whichever side the boulder it's throwing isn't. So it was throwing to the left, so I wanted to be on the right. You can damage it quickly enough to make it so that the boulder it throws does not hit itself. That means you did that last phase quickly enough. I wasn't really focused on dealing the damage. I was trying to explain what I was doing, but still got it. So yeah, and then once it's dead, you just collect the earth source to complete the level. And that's the end of chapter 9.